So I get the feeling that if you're finding this, there's probably the beginnings of a lot going on right now. Like you may have been given an opportunity or given some news recently. And also I'm getting the vibe that you might get more, like this idea of being interrupted to do something fun that you like. I am moving right now and I'm packing up my room and stuff, and I was literally in the middle of making a list on my journal of like all the things I needed to do, and I didn't get halfway through, not even a quarter of the way through, before I felt the sudden urge to do a tarot reading. Cleaned up a little bit, and yeah, it's like I was feeling this morning and also last night that I was like, I'm probably gonna do a tarot reading today, and it's just funny that it's right now. But I've got a sacral chakra healing singing bowl video in the background. If you'd like to listen to that video by itself, it will be in the description below. It's not mine, that's hence why I'm doing that, because I want to support other people's channels as well. But yeah, we're gonna get into this. And normally I start with tarot. I'm not gonna do that today. This energy feels like stuff's about to go down, and while I don't think I need to tell you what is about to go down yet, I feel like you just kind of need advice on how to handle what's already going down around you. So we're gonna start off with the All of You is Magic tarot deck, or sorry, oracle deck by Zulfa Ishak. All of the decks will be listed in the description if you are interested. Also, I apologize if I pronounced that wrong. Also, I believe Mercury is going into retrograde because I'm stuttering quite a bit. So that could be of relevance to you right now. I would recommend checking out where Mercury is, like what your sign is in your Mercury in your chart. All right. Two and in the same color. Very interesting. So I was drawn to put on my blue light. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it because I also have natural daylight going on, but blue is very much the color of this reading. Something to do with balancing the throat chakra with the sacral. So like speaking your truth, speaking your passions, creativity, kind of raw passion, if you get what I'm saying. But let's get into these cards. First, I want you to meditate on the imagery of this. What does this image make you feel? Do any themes come to mind? And then we're going to read it. 323 was just on the timer, so if that matters anything to you. Forgiveness becomes possible when we acknowledge our light and our shadows, allowing each to exist without judgment. Forgiveness becomes possible when we acknowledge our light and our shadows, allowing each to exist without judgment. And then the ritual. Are you having a hard time forgiving yourself? Write down a possible piece of a story that you were not ready to face. I get the vibe that if you're here for a quick answer, this journal prompt will be your quick answer. So maybe come back to the video after you've done the journal prompt. My cat is messing with some items, so I'm gonna go fix that. Go ahead, and I want you to meditate on what this prompt and this imagery means to you. And now, before I thought I was gonna have to fix my cat from messing with stuff that was gonna hurt him, and then he naturally just stopped. So I'm getting the energy that like you feel like you might have to do something, but it's actually gonna be handled for you. That's fun, it's always exciting. But let's get back to this. The unknown is inevitable. It exists around every corner, and while you try to escape it, it holds out its hand, asking you to trust in what you cannot see. I'll read that one more time. 5:15 on the timer, if that means anything to you. The unknown is inevitable. It exists around every corner, and while you try to escape it, it holds out its hand, asking you to trust in what you cannot see. Queso. Sorry about that. That time he actually was going to mess with something that was going to hurt him, so I had to make sure he was not going to do that. Like I said, I'm moving right now, and I have a carton of push pins that I forgot to close. So it could be that if we're going with the themes of like feeling like you're gonna have to fix something and then it gets taken care of for you, maybe it's taken care of for you by something that you forgot, like maybe a relationship or a friend or a business connection that you forgot. Also, there's a car rolling by, and the first words that I saw on it were like new. So it could be something or a connection that you forgot that's going to be like brand new since time has passed, obviously, if you've forgotten about it. It could be that your intuition is trying to tell you something. So maybe if I said those things, a person came to mind, an individual, an idea. I'm literally having to like run around to make sure that my cat isn't like messing with stuff. All right, interesting. So I took an actual moment to reset, like got a new lens in so you could see more in detail. I'm getting the vibes that while you may have already been experiencing receiving news, that's gonna ramp up when it comes to the situation of forgiving someone. Forgiving yourself could also be an example of forgiving someone. And with that forgiveness, being able to move forward with a new lens of accepting the unknown for the bountiful potential options and ideas that can come of it. So it's also the idea that like you're getting a fresh start. You just have to choose to restart. And restarting, you didn't see it, but I had a clip where I was literally like, I feel like I should restart, but I don't want to, so I kept going. And then immediately I was like, actually, no, I need to restart. Like, it just needs to happen. And I'm glad that I did, because now with the new camera angle, I mentioned this before, but you didn't see it, so I'm gonna have to repeat it, and that's okay. But the first angle we had, the gray blanket was naturally covering up half the sun. That's just how my blankets were whenever I was chilling in my bed, packing, doing stuff. Now with the new lens that's more zoomed in so you can see the actual cards more in depth, you can't even see the gray anymore. It's like the idea that you're going to be given new information that's going to wash away all the doubt. Whatever the color gray means to you. For me, it can be gloomy, doubt, depression. It can mean dullness, fatigue, you know. I saw a little white fluff when the fatigue came by, so maybe you've been having some mental or physical issues with exhaustion. But given the new perspective of the new details that you will receive, it seems like, while yes, you have to choose to receive it, once you do, everything becomes a lot more clearer on the sun, and then gloom kind of goes away. So we're going to pull some tarot on this. But as I'm pulling, I kind of want to just advise to be one with the messiness that is the potential, like, bountiful options. With there being so many different, if you believe in the multiple timeline thing, then we'll go with that for sake of talking. There are so many different options of timelines that you could be on within the next second, within the next minute. I made a whole 5 Nights at Freddy's and the Butterfly Effect video of like talking about how one small action can change your entire life. One simple word, maybe even 3 simple words, can change your entire life. So the idea that while the unknown being vast is scary because of how vast it is, the vastness and the plentiful of options can feel kind of messy, like unorganized, with just how many different options could be available. It's also, there's a beauty in that, because with so many options available, you get to pick the one that's particularly correct for you. And now we got a tarot card come out. So this is the Strength card. It fell on the ground and it came upright. So it's like this idea of you taking charge on your reality and being brave to pick options that are best for you. The idea that you have to know oneself incredibly well in order to pick the correct options for you, yes, but also having the strength to believe that you are worthy of them, so that way you feel comfortable when you pick them instead of guilty. That feels like a really big theme here, honestly. Having the strength to forgive yourself, the strength to forgive somebody else. There's like a... I'm gonna keep pulling because I don't want to say that until I get some more confirmation. What does this collective need strength with? Ooh, King of Pentacles. Okay, interesting. And 8 of Cups. Okay. I'm gonna move these so you can see them, but I'm being noted to like tell you to keep in mind where they fell. Getting the vibes that with the King of Pentacles, it's being stable, it's secure in yourself. Kind of what we're talking about, like the idea of knowing yourself so well that you're able to choose things that are good for you, that align with you. This Pentacles talks about the material world. It could mean money, it could mean items, it could mean like a job promotion, stuff that's more in the 3D. And then you've got the 8 of Cups. And that one is talking about change. In my book for this deck, it talks literally being an example of moving. So maybe you're also moving. Maybe you're trying to figure out where to move is the best spot for you. And having the strength to choose the option that feels most aligned with you, even if it might be a little bit uncomfortable. With that, like, uncomfortableness with the unknown, right? Yeah, I just cut the deck to 9 of Wands. So, the idea that you might be having a little bit of fear. 7-7 could mean something to you. If you're into angel numbers, I would look up an angel number 7-7, because I cut the deck in a weird way, and it gave me 7 of Wands and 7 of Swords. So, if those numbers mean something to you. But I get the idea that while I fix these cards, there's something about the 8 of Cups in that you feel like you know, an inner knowing of that whatever environment is surrounding you is not the correct environment for you. The idea that you need to change something, and it just feels like you need to. And that coming in with the unknown, the change of the unknown, stepping into the unknown and choosing to change from what you already know to something brand new with new stakes. And there's probably that fear of the unknown that you have to have that strength to kind of keep going. The Seven of Wands has been like staring at me. So you could be kind of fighting yourself over this. Maybe fighting somebody else. It could just be like a lot of different energies. Like you could be surrounded by a bunch of different, whether it be like people in your life or just like opinions online. But Justice was right under it on the deck. So it's like, you know what's good for you. You know the truth. And this Eight of Cups seems like it's talking about what might be the vibe. Yeah, I'm being told I really want you to see the Eight of Cups with the Justice. So, yeah, it could be that the change that you're thinking that needs to happen, you could be avoiding it. You could be scared that you're avoiding it. It's like this idea that you need to step into the mindset that the unknown can be comfortable. I want to talk about this King of Pentacles. What's going on with this King of Pentacles? Ooh, the Emperor. Okay. Like straight up Emperor. So, interesting. One more. One fell on the ground. This is going to be your major energy. And then Temperance with the King of Pentacles. We also have the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So, interesting, you got two kings and the Emperor. If you identify with being a masculine energy, this could mean something for you. Of like stepping into that masculine energy. Knowing that like that's your inner truth. It could be healing your relationship with other masculines in your life. Doesn't necessarily have to be like an individual, just like the idea of like having a masculine presence in your life. You are healing with being able to receive that. Or it could mean that maybe there's a new potential masculine figure in your life that you're antsy about. Like you need the strength to release the fear that you need to fight this. Yeah, I'm getting that. There's like this, because this is a collective reading, it could apply a couple different ways, but the general overall like theme is that you need to have the strength to release what no longer serves you. And in this case, it seems like what no longer serves you is the fear of the unknown. Specifically, the fear of the unknown of what might happen if you forgive someone or yourself or something. The theme of forgiveness here is very much prevalent. It could also be that if you are trying to forgive yourself or somebody else, that like you want to do it right. Yeah, because with the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles, it's like wanting to act on your emotions through physical. And then with the Emperor, all about like structure and routines, it's like wanting to do it precisely correct. And maybe you're healing that idea, that like worthiness of forgiveness. I hope that makes sense. The reading, okay, I was gonna say the energy. This reading feels a little bit chaotic. Okay, interesting. So, 3 cards came out. Got 10 of Cups, 8 of Wands, and Queen of Cups. So, with the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom, and under that was the Page of Cups. So yeah, there's definitely something to do with like balancing the actions that you take in the material with the emotional well-being of yourself. And like, there is growth in this. There is growth. There is material, physical growth. This could be something that you have been putting a lot of energy into. I won't necessarily say that you're overthinking it because we don't have any swords literally at all. But there's this energy of like news is rushing to you. There's already a lot going on with the Eight of Wands, which I could have fucking told you we were gonna get that. I mean, that makes sense entirely. There's new stuff going on. There's change, especially with the Eight of Cups. We had 7-7 earlier. Now we've got 8-8. Also, we had the 9 and the 10. So it's like you're starting a new cycle, and this new cycle is going to be very passionate and very emotionally fulfilling. And you're starting to get the beginning inklings of it now. And I think that you just have to, with that though, it seems like there's multiple options, multiple paths. You could have seen the first reading that I did where I talked about like, I think it's called You'll Know This Is For You. It's got a picture of leaves as a thumbnail. My throat is sore, so it could be something to do with like you having two different paths, if we're connecting it with the leaf tarot reading that I told you about. Two different paths, one of staying in your lane and one of speaking your truth. There could be a little bit of overthinking with that though, because I just pulled the 9 of Swords and the 8 of Swords with the 5 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. Ooh, 3, okay, yeah, all the Swords cards are coming out as I'm looking at my deck, so I'm just gonna put this down. There's a little bit past, and maybe the overthinking is in the past. You know, maybe you're at the point where you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this, whatever this is. This could be forgiveness of self, forgiveness of something else. You did also have the Page of Cups, so maybe you're trying to give somebody an offer. Maybe you're going to receive an offer. This could be the situation we were talking about of like feeling like you've got to fix some stuff and it's going to be fixed for you. Assuming that that part was in the part of the reading that I didn't cut out. Yeah. There's something to do with this introspecting. I can't talk. Mercury retrograde. The introspection that has been had is going to shake things up in a way that is going to be incredibly emotionally fulfilling for you. It just is also going to be new. Look, we had that car pass by earlier that said like new. It also is green too, which is heart chakra. You've got a lot of greens here. Like even this green in the Justice card, green with the Emperor card, a little bit of green with the Temperance. The Strength card had some too. Like there's a lot of green here. There's also a lot of blue too, like we mentioned. So speaking your heart's desires, honestly. All right, I'm going to end it off with a Earthly Souls and Spirits Moon Oracle card. And then that'll be the ending of our reading. Also, I'm pretty sure I just saw 1555, so be expecting some like major change with these new beginnings. Whoa, yeah, a lot of energy. A lot. Y'all didn't see how many cards just came out. Y'all only saw one. So I'm getting the idea that like you are only, okay, with that news that we saw, you're only seeing one of the opportunities. Like if you're finding this, I talked about how you're starting this new timeline and you might have been receiving news. You only know about one of the opportunities right now. 3 other cards just came out and you can't even, 4 maybe. Yeah, 4. 4 other cards just came out and you can't even see them in the lens. So while I'm going to just read you the one on the camera, be prepared for a lot of different opportunities. This is the Confidence card. And with that energy of like having the confidence to choose what is right for you, right? Choosing stuff that aligns with you, with your material. Yeah. Also, the bottom of the deck energy is the Unity card. And so while I'm not going to read it, the idea that you're going to be uniting with people, which that would make sense. If there's a lot of energies here, that could be with people. It's very common to connect with people, so it would make sense if that's part of this reading too. But let's get into reading your last card. Okay, I had to change the camera angle so that way this would be in focus. But now we will read the Confidence card in the deck. So, if you'd like to screenshot, here's your opportunity to do so. The number 31 could mean something to you. Yeah. Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. Bernard Baruch. I apologize if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. Also, I forgot to mention, but this deck is by Terri Foss. Confidence, pride, believe, embrace. Getting the vibe to tell you that you really need to believe in yourself and your ability to be able to choose things that are correct for yourself. Be the proud warrior goddess that you were always destined to be. You were born into your life to live it to the fullest extent possible. Embrace your given gifts and use your superior strength to move towards your goals. Strive to be your own advocate while standing up for your beliefs and causes. Know that you are worthy and a perfect extension of the universe. Be your authentic self. Express your personal thoughts with pride and confidence. It is all right and very normal if your ideas diverge from other people's opinions. This diversity and unique blending is what makes the world go round. Hold your torch high and conquer the world as you follow your chosen path. It will lead you to your greatness. And then the intention, the little mantra you can have in your head to repeat in those moments of doubt. Be unstoppable. Have no doubt or fear. Live in your own skin. Most importantly, love yourself. Love yourself. Body, mind, and soul. Love yourself. Also, forgot to mention, I dyed my hair, so if my hands are stained blue a little bit, that is why. Like I mentioned, the color blue is very prevalent in your reading, as well as green. But it's interesting that we had the confidence card come out, because I mentioned at the beginning of this reading that I have a sacral singing bowl video in the background. So, yeah. I hope this helps. I think that my ending message to you is just know that you know how to choose things that are right for your life, because you've put in a lot of effort into understanding both the spiritual and the emotional. And by that I mean like being able to balance knowing what's good for you despite knowing what you want. And hopefully those match up. I have a feeling they will for you. A lot of these cards are very positive. Just be ready for a lot of things all at once. And know that there is one in particular that is right for you. It's the best case scenario. There's just going to be a lot of options to choose from. And it's your opportunity. I was going to say it's your job, but it's your opportunity to choose. And isn't that cool? To be at a point in life where you get multiple options to choose from. So, hopefully this finds you well. If you're still here, please check out my link tree in my YouTube description and YouTube bio to help donate money to Palestine, Sudan, Congo, Yemen, and Haiti. If you're an immigrant today, particularly in the USA, I hope you're having a fantastic day. And I hope you move to wherever you need to move. If you need to move. I have to. Like I said, I'm moving. And so I'm surrounded by a lot of things that are quite chaotic. But hopefully you go wherever you need to go for the best case scenario. Yeah. Alright, stay safe. Catch you guys next time. Peace out.